Once again, good evening, children. This is Satish sir. In previous class, lecture number 1, I explained electric current three definitions. One is current, one is potential difference, another one is resistance. In this session, we are going to see what is mean by electric field, what is the direction of current, why current direction is opposite to the direction of electrons, what is mean by current density. All these things I will explain in this session. Very important video. All basic concepts in first 5-6 lectures. You will get all basic concepts. Then after we will go in depth. Just I will remind you previous class ones. What is mean by current? First definition. Previous class current. Current is denoted by I. Current is nothing but rate of flow of charge. Q by T. Or you can write it as delta Q by delta T. Delta Q means nothing but Q2 minus Q1 by T2 minus T1. Charge difference by time difference. Example, this is a cylindrical conductor. Here charge is, let us consider Q2. Here charge is Q1. Here time starts at T1. T is equal to T1. Here T is equal to T2. Charge difference by time difference is called nothing but current. Q2 minus Q1 by T2 minus T1. Let us consider here charge is T1 at 10 am, here 10:1. And in this 1 minute session, it goes charge Q1 becomes Q2. So charge difference by time difference is called nothing but current. Current SI unit is ampere. Current, to measure the current, we have two instruments. One is galvanometer. Second one is ammeter. Galvanometer measures current in milliampere, whereas ammeter measures current in ampere. These two must be connected in series. Current is a scalar quantity or tensor quantity. Why? Because directly current, this is 5 ampere, this is 6 ampere. Directly you can add this is 11 ampere. So 5 plus 6, 11. You no need to consider this angle. If it is a scalar, if it is a vector quantity, the formula is you have to apply vector parallelogram law. A square, this is a vector, this is b. Let us consider this is a vector, this is b vector. Then the resultant will be the diagonal of the parallelogram. It is not obeying like that. A square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta under root is not obeying. So it is a scalar quantity. We can call it as tensor quantity also. One more interesting important physical quantity, that is what pressure is also like that only. Pressure is also scalar quantity. This is about current. Once again, current is denoted by I. Current is dq by dt or charge by time. Charge is nothing but difference in charges by time, difference in time, q2 minus q1 by t2 minus t1. Let us consider this is a cylindrical conductor. Here charge is Q2, here charge is Q1. The difference in charges minus by the difference in time period is called nothing but current. Now SI unit of current is ampere. Current, one more definition also you can say charge unit coulomb per second. To measure the current, we have two instruments. One is galvanometer, one is ammeter. Why two instruments means to measure this measures current in milliampere, whereas ammeter measures current in ampere. That means more current, large magnitude of current can be measured with ammeter, small magnitude measured with galvanometer. Sir, current is a scalar or vector means definitely current is a scalar quantity. Many of the students think that it has both direction and magnitude, so current is a vector quantity. Not at all, it is a vector quantity. Current is definitely a scalar quantity. Why? Because already I said in first video, these two things are not sufficient. Magnitude and direction are not sufficient to say any physical quantity is a vector. Definitely it should obey vector parallelogram law also. If you want vector parallelogram law, you need to understand vector lectures. That is what vector parallelogram law. What is vector parallelogram law? You can see in my YouTube channel, parallelogram law. Next, current, one more definition is also there. All the time this dq by dt is not work out. Suppose it is a uniform conductor, dq by dt okay. Why? Because current is uniform throughout the cross section. This cross section is same here and here. 1 point and 2 point, the area of cross section is same. Suppose if conductor is not uniform, suppose conductor is like this. Here area of cross section is more, here area of cross section is less. At the same time, suppose here I current is going, here I current is going, same current do not flow. Here the current is different, here the current is different. To find the current, the form we call it as instantaneous current. If area of cross section is not uniform, then the current in a conductor, this is non-uniform conductor. There is no proper shape. This kind of conductor you can find current, that current is called instantaneous current. Instantaneous current you have to do, instantaneous current you have to do slope, you have to find the slope. General formula d delta q by delta t, here dq by dt. What is meant by slope? Slope means the graph between y and t, the slope between q and t. Q values take on a y axis, t values take on x axis. That means here current is different, in this here current is different. At the same time period, different currents are present. So instantaneous current, like that instantaneous speed. If you are riding the bike, your bike speedometer shows 80 km per hour one instant. Another instant it shows 60 km per hour. If traffic signal is there, it shows only 20 km per hour. Based on that means the speed of the bike or car gradually changes with the time period. How the speed of the bike changes with time period, that is called instantaneous speed. In the same manner, this is called instantaneous current. Current flow also changes with respect to time. At the all time the current is not same. If at the same time current varies. If current varies throughout the conductor, why? Because conductor is not a uniform shape. Area of cross section is different at different places. So this is called instantaneous current. Instantaneous current, directly you can find the slope between charge and time. That is called dq by dt. Q with respect to differentiate charge with respect to time. That means the function is in q with respect to time. One example also we will see later. This is what instantaneous current and current. Next, see children, charge. Charge is denoted by Q. One more interesting point, important point and interesting point that I did not cover. Current is a fundamental physical quantity. We have how many fundamental physical quantities? 7. In those 7 fundamental physical quantities, current is also fundamental physical quantity like mass. That means fundamental physical quantity do not depend on any other physical quantity. It is independent. Like mass, length, time, electric current also fundamental physical quantity. Total 7 fundamental physical quantities are there. Out of 7 fundamental physical quantities, electric current is also fundamental physical quantity. Dimension of electric current is denoted by A power 1. Mass M power 1, length L power 1, time period T power 1, like that. Current A power 1. Amount of substance mole power 1, like that. These are all fundamental physical quantities denoted by capital letter, first letter capital. These are all, you know, I think so, you read in first year. Now we will see charge. Charge is nothing but flow of electrons. Number of electrons is called nothing but charge. Very simple. This is consider this is a cylindrical conductor. Every conductor consists of 10 power 29 free electrons, 10 power 27 to 29 free electrons per cubic meter. That means if you take 1 meter length, 1 meter breadth, 1 meter height, this kind of conductor, if you take 1 meter cube, 1 meter length, 1 meter length, this is 1 meter. This is 1 meter, breadth also 1 meter, height also 1 meter. This kind of conductor, if you take, how many electrons are present here? You know, 10 power 29 free electrons. Very high. 10 power 5 means 1 lakh. 10 power 7 means 1 crore. 10 power 29 means, imagine how many trillions of electrons are present in each cubic meter. So that this conductor consists of millions of free electrons. Where these free electrons comes from? Every electron is present in the outer shell of the electrons. This is a nucleus, this is an atom, this is nucleus. Around this nucleus so many orbits are present. Every orbit consists of so many electrons. How many electrons each orbit consists? 2n square. If you substitute first orbit 1, 2 electrons are present in the first orbit. 2 square into 2, n is equal to 2. Substitute 8 electrons are present in second shell. 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 18, 18 electrons are present in the third shell. Like this, each atom consists of so many electrons. Outer shell electrons are called free electrons. Why? Because they easily comes out from the atom, so that all these free electrons are present in this conductor. Millions of trillions of free electrons are present in this conductor. In this conductor, let us consider so many electrons are present. No, one side more number of electrons are present, one side less number of electrons are present. Where less number of electrons are present is called positive charge, where more number of electrons are present is called negative charge. Positive charge and negative charge both are electrons only, no doubts. But where at which terminal more number of electrons are present, that is negative charge. At which terminal less number of electrons are present, that is called positive charge. That means this is A terminal, this is B terminal. A terminal has 3 lakhs credit, B terminal has 10 lakhs credit. That means he is more in minus, so this is negative charge. Here this is called positive charge. Both are electrons only. Remember children, both are electrons only, but more number of electrons are present at one terminal, less number of electrons are present at another terminal. Where less number of electrons are called positive charge, where more number of electrons are present is called negative charge. We also can imagine this is also called male charge. In first video I told you this is called female charge. Whenever male and female are present, then only current exists. If male see female, female see male, then only current exists. If two male, two female are present, current do not exist by nature. Similarly, current also same. Where less number of electrons are present is called positive charge. Where more number of electrons are present is called negative charge. For our understanding, one side we will write plus because of positive charge. One side we will write minus because of negative charge. Charge formula plus or minus Ne. Remember children, charge formula plus or minus Ne. Sir, what is N? N is nothing but number of electrons. N is nothing but number of electrons. E is nothing but charge of one electron. What is charge of one electron? 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 charge unit Coulomb. Charge unit Coulomb. Coulomb is a scientist. Coulomb inverse law also we will see in electrostatics. One electron charge 1.602 into 10 power minus 19. So you can take minus also. Electron is negative charged particle, so minus. One proton charge also same. 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 Coulomb, but it is plus. Proton is present in the nucleus. Protons and neutrons are present in the nucleus. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Electron charge is negative, proton charge is positive, so electrically neutral. Neutron has no charge. So electron, how many electrons are present? Those many protons are present. That means positive charges and negative charges are always equal. So electrically one atom is always neutral. Try to understand children, very important concept. Atom is always neutral. Why? Because how many positive charges are present, those many negative charges are present in outer shell. That is what number of electrons, the charge of number of electrons equal to number of protons inside. Hence atom is always neutral. When atom is charged, suppose some electrons are removed from the outer shell, then the charge occurs. Why? Because there will be imbalance between positive charge and negative charge. If you remove some electrons from the outer shell, there will be attraction between electrons and nucleus, so that there will be electrostatic force produced between electrons and nucleus. So then we cannot call it as a neutral atom, it is a charged atom. Then automatically it will be ionized. Understand children? Once again I am repeating, charge. Charge is a physical quantity denoted by Q. How much charges are two types? One is positive charge and one is negative charge. Positive charge and negative charge, if both charges are present, then only current flows. Positive charge means where less number of electrons are present. Negative charge means where more number of electrons are present. N means number of electrons. E means charge of single electron. One electron charge 1.602 into 10 power minus 19. One proton charge is equal to 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 Coulomb. This is minus, this is plus. Neutron has no charge. One more important point, this is not related to us, but just for extra information, electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson. Proton was discovered by Goldstein. Electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson. Proton was discovered by Goldstein. Neutron was discovered by James Chadwick in 1932. Why? Because these two are discovered in 1800s only. This one is 1932. Neutron was discovered later by James Chadwick. Till then only protons and neutrons were known in 19th century. In 20th century neutron was discovered by James Chadwick. Nearly 60 years later neutron was discovered. Till then no one knows what is atomic mass. Atomic mass is always double than the proton mass, because of there is something. Why? Because neutron has no charge, hence the discovery was very late. What is the unit of charge? Charge unit is coulomb. Remember children, charge unit is coulomb. Next of all, potential difference. Potential difference. Potential we cannot measure, potential difference we can measure. Unit is volt, so it is denoted by V only. Volt is a scientist first developed dry cell. Till then liquid cells are used, electron cell, so many cells, liquid cells are used. Now first time dry cell was invented by Volt, the scientist name Volt. So that we are using potential. So what is the function of cell? Cell provides potential difference. So potential difference unit is considered as volt. So what is mean by potential? See children, this is a bulb. We can call it as consumer. These are two terminals. These two terminals, if you connect like this, current do not flow, bulb do not glow. Whenever these two terminals are connected to the battery, this is positive terminal, this is negative terminal. One side negative terminal considered as 0, positive side you consider as V. The difference is V minus 0, the potential difference is V. If potential difference is V, let us consider this is 3 volt, this is 0 volt. So automatically potential difference is 3 volt. Only one consumer is there, so automatically here also potential difference is 3 volt. What is mean by this is current direction. Current always flows from higher potential to lower potential, battery positive to negative. What is potential? Potential means what is there inside the battery? Some chemical energy is there. This chemical energy. What is the function of this chemical energy? This chemical energy brings 1 unit positive charge from here to consumer. That means the work done by the cell to bring 1 unit positive charge from infinity. It is there somewhere inside. The work done by the cell to bring 1 unit positive charge from infinity to this consumer is called nothing but a potential or potential difference. Difference means, let us consider here potential is 3V, here potential is 0. 0 goes this side, potential goes this side, again the difference is 3 volt. Voltmeter must be always, to measure the potential difference we use voltmeter. Voltmeter must be always connect in parallel. Why? Because it is used to measure the difference between potential between two ends. Two ends of the consumer. Here potential is 3V, here potential is 0, the difference is 3V. Understand children? So potential difference is measured with voltmeter. Voltmeter is always connected in parallel. Potential definition, the work done by the cell, that means the chemical work done by the cell to bring 1 unit positive charge from infinity to the consumer. This is called potential difference. Potential difference is denoted by V. Unit is volt. Potential difference is volt. Unit is volt. Potential, to measure the potential difference we use voltmeter. Potential difference is also scalar quantity. Remember children, current potential difference both are scalar only. Current has both direction and magnitude even though it is scalar, because it do not obey vector parallelogram law. Potential difference is also scalar quantity. How to convert potential difference, how to show potential difference and current in vector form, we will see later. So that these two are vector, these two are scalar quantities. That is why we are taking current direction is opposite to the direction of electrons. So that current density, one more interesting topic came into the chapter, that is, understand children, potential difference. The work done by the cell to bring 1 unit positive charge from infinite to the consumer. Unit of potential difference is volt. Formula potential difference V is equal to W by plus Q. To measure the potential difference, we use voltmeter. Voltmeter must be connected in parallel. Sir, why only voltmeter must be connected in parallel? Why? Because it is used to measure the difference between two terminals. So, if you connect to one terminal like series, like ammeter, how can it measure difference? To measure the difference, we need two terminals. In between the two terminals, we have to connect. Next, children. Next, we saw resistance, denoted by R. Resistance, this is the symbol of resistance. Resistance is nothing but opposition of free electrons, opposition of free flow of electrons. Resistance is denoted by R. To find the resistance, we need a voltmeter reading and ammeter reading. We have to calculate the ratio of voltmeter reading and ammeter reading, then you will get resistance. Resistance unit is ohm. This is the symbol of ohm. Resistance depends on four factors. Number one, length. If length of the wire increases, resistance also increases. 10 meter wire has more resistance than 5 meter wire. This is what length. Number two, area of cross section. Let us consider this is 1 millimeter square. Thickness is 1 millimeter square. This is 2 millimeter square. This person very thin. This is the thin wire. This is thick wire. This is thin man. This is what a fat man. Fat man has less resistance. So fat wire has less. This is 2 millimeter square. That means area of cross section. Second one, area of cross section. Third one, nature of material. If material changes, resistance also changes. Last one, temperature. If temperature increases, resistance also increases. Resistance depends on four factors. Number one, length. Number two, thickness. Area of cross section. These two are nothing but dimensions. If length increases, resistance also increases or proportional to L. If length increases, resistance also increases. From these two we can say length R proportional to L. From these two we can say R is inversely proportional to 1 by A. If thickness increases, resistance decreases. Remember children, if length increases, resistance increases. If area of cross section thickness increases, resistance decreases. Once again, resistance denoted by R. Resistance means opposition of free flow of electrons. Example, bulb filament. In detail, I explain in lecture 1. Filament is made up of tungsten, wolfram. Latin name is wolfram. Tungsten melting point is 3422 degrees centigrade. The opposition of free flow of electrons is called resistance. To find the resistance, voltmeter reading by ammeter reading, we can call it as V by I. It is unit is ohm. SI unit of resistance is ohm. Resistance depends on four factors. Number one, length. If length increases, resistance increases. Area of cross section. Thickness increases, resistance decreases. Number three, nature of material. Number four, temperature. See children, from first law, resistance is directly proportional to length. Resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section. We saw these two now. If length increases, resistance increases. If area of cross section increases, resistance decreases. Now, if you combine these two from 1 and 2, what could we write? R proportional to L by A. Directly proportional to L, inversely proportional to area. If you remove proportionality, one constant is required. That constant is rho. This is called rho. This is called rho. Rho means nothing but, this name is rho. Rho is nothing but resistivity. Resistivity or specific resistance. Rho is called resistivity or specific resistance. What is meant by resistivity? What is meant by resistivity or specific resistivity? We will see now. So, where do we got this resistivity? It is a constant value. So, suppose if you want resistivity, now next step, if you want resistivity rho, just cross multiply it. A goes into numerator, L comes into denominator. RA by L is the formula to find the resistivity. Remember children, from that formula I am going to define the resistivity definition. Specific resistance definition I am going to explain based on this formula. How do you get this formula? from loss of resistance. Resistance is directly proportional to length, inversely proportional to area of cross section. If you combine these two, R proportional to L by A, R is equal to rho L by A. I want rho is equal to A goes into numerator, L comes into denominator, R A by L. Rho is equal to R A by L. Understand, children? Now, specific resistance definition we will see. See, specific resistance, also called resistivity. Specific resistance, also called resistivity, denoted by rho. Observe, children, very important. Specific resistivity is denoted by rho. We call it as rho, R-O-W, rho. Now, resistivity definition, observe carefully. You can take copper wire, you can take silver wire, you can take copper, you can take silver, you can take gold wire, Rm. This is copper, cuprous, Cu, argentinum, Ag, Au, Rm, gold. Like that, manganese, like that, n number of wires, how many wires you want, those many wires you can take. But the condition is, all length must be same. Length of all conductors must be same. Length and thickness, these two must be same. This thickness, this thickness, this thickness, this thickness, this thickness, thickness and area and length and area must be constant. If length is constant, length is 1 meter, let us consider 1 meter. Thickness, area of cross section 1 millimeter square. All these materials, copper, silver, Rm, manganese, whatever the wire you take, all length must be same, thickness must be same. If these two are same, if length and area of cross section is same, then these two are 1 unit, fixed 1 unit, these two are 1 unit. Then the resistance of this material is called, resistance of copper is called its resistivity. We call it as resistivity. Resistivity of copper, resistivity of argentinum, resistivity of Rm, resistivity of manganese. These are all very, very important. Resistivity is nothing but if length and area is fixed. If you take fixed length and fixed thickness of the any wire, then the resistance of that material is called resistivity. Resistivity is a number. It is a number. What does that number indicates? Resistivity indicates the resistance of the material. If it is a fixed, it has fixed length and fixed thickness. All materials fixed length and fixed area of cross section we will take. By default we will take, let us consider 1 meter and 1 millimeter square. Then the resistance is called nothing but specific resistance. Specific resistance is a value. The definition is like this: if the length and area of cross section of any conductor is 1 unit, then the resistance is called, then the resistance of the conductor is called specific resistance. Important, children. Any conductor you can take. If length and area of cross section is same, length is fixed, all markers, let us consider this is a conductor, this is another conductor, this is another conductor. All conductors have same length, this length is same, thickness is same, area of cross section is same. Let us consider this is copper, this is Rm, this is what argentinum. That means all these materials length is same, area of cross section is same. Then this resistance is called nothing but specific resistance. Specific resistance values are different for different materials. Remember, children, specific resistance highest for resistivity. Specific resistance or resistivity is highest for air. Specific resistance is very low for silver. Silver resistivity is very less. Air resistivity is very high. Silver resistivity is in terms of 10 power minus 8 this is multiples of, that means approximately this is 10 power 22 like that, 10 power 18 times, so 20 times is more than silver. These values are given in the textbook. Values are not important. It is a, silver is a bad conductor, silver is a good conductor, very good conductor than copper, very good conductor than copper. Silver is very good conductor than copper. Then even though we use silver, we use copper only in wires, in electrical wires we use copper because silver is very expensive. Only that is the reason. Otherwise, silver is better conductor than copper because silver resistivity is less. So, silver resistivity is less means what? Resistance is less. Resistance is less means current is low. R is equal to rho L by A. R and rho is directly proportional. If rho is less, resistance is less, conductivity is more. What is meant by conductivity? We will see. There is another definition for conductivity. Conductivity is denoted by sigma or G. Conductivity is nothing but reciprocal of resistivity. That we will see later. But if resistivity is less, resistance also will be less. So current will be more. Silver is a good conductor, air is a bad conductor. Why? Because its resistivity is very high. If air is a good conductor, we cannot survive on the earth. Why? Because entire current flows in the air, we will die immediately. So, air is a bad conductor because its resistivity is very high. Resistivity of air is very high. If resistivity is high means resistance also high. Why? Because directly proportional. If resistivity is more, resistance also will be more. If resistance is more, flow of current is less. Almost in air, current do not flow. Current do not flow. Hence, current is air is a bad conductor of electricity. Understand, children? Now we will see what is the unit of resistivity. These are all okay. What is the unit? Resistance unit we saw ohm. Unit of resistance is ohm. Symbol is omega. Now what about unit of resistivity? Unit of resistivity. Resistivity unit rho. From rho is equal to, what is the formula? RA by L. Here R means resistance. Observe, children, terms are important. R is resistance of any conductor. A means area of cross section, thickness. Area of cross section means this is nothing but area of cross section, thickness. Area of cross section of the conductor. L is equal to length of the conductor. R unit ohm into area, length into breadth, meter into meter, by length unit meter, 1 meter cancel, ohm into meter, ohm dot meter is the unit of resistivity. Unit of resistivity is ohm into meter, very important. Resistance unit ohm, specific resistance unit ohm into meter. Understand, children? Ohm into meter is the unit of resistivity. Resistance depends on how many factors? 4 factors. What are they? Length, area of cross section, and nature of material, and temperature. Now we will see factors affecting on resistivity. What are the factors affected on resistivity? Once again I will remind you, resistance depends on how many factors? Number 1, length. Number 2, area of cross section. Number 3, nature of material. Number 4, temperature. Now we will say resistivity. What is the, first of all we will see the relation between resistance and resistivity. R is equal to, what is the formula? Rho L by A. We saw what is rho. What is rho? If length and area of cross section is fixed, these two are fixed. 1 unit, 1 meter length, 1 mm square thickness. Suppose these two are fixed for all materials. So resistivity does not depends on length and area. Why? Because all materials having same length and same thickness. So it depends only 2 factors. Resistance depends on 4 factors. Out of 4, these two are not considered in resistivity. Resistivity depends on only 2 factors because length and area is fixed. So it do not depends on length and area. It depends only on nature of material and temperature. If temperature increases, resistivity increases. Resistivity increases, resistance increases. Resistance increases, current flow decreases. Important, children. R is directly proportional to rho. Rho is directly proportional to temperature. If rho increases, R increases. R increases, resistance increasing means temperature is also increasing. Temperature, resistance, resistivity, these are all directly proportional. They are all depends one on each other. This is most important concept. Resistance is directly proportional to rho and resistance is directly proportional to temperature. If temperature increases, if you switch off the bulb, place the ohm meter in between the two terminals of the bulb. Take a bulb. These are two terminals, one terminal, second terminal. If you connect these two to a ohm meter, it measures resistance. Let us consider this is 10 ohm. Now switch on the bulb. Connect to the bulb. Bulb is glowing. When bulb is glowing, automatically the heat increases, temperature increases. Temperature increases, resistance automatically it becomes 50 ohm. If temperature increases, resistance also increasing now. Temperature increases, resistance increases, resistance increases, resistivity increases. Resistance is just a property of the material. If length and area of cross section is fixed, then the resistance of a material is called its resistivity. Understand, children? Resistance depends on 4 factors, resistivity depends only on 2 factors. Okay, children? Now, 1 second, children. I will fill the ink. Next important topic we will see electric field, direction of current and electric field. That is also very important. These are all basics only. We did not enter in depth. Don't worry, children. Even though it is late, you should be compatible with this chapter. If you know all these definitions, then chapter becomes easy. Right, children? Next, we will see electric field. Electric field is denoted by E bar. Electric field is a vector. Try to understand, children. Electric field is a vector. Current is a scalar. What is meant by electric field we will see. Let us consider this is a cylindrical conductor. This is a cylindrical conductor. This cylindrical conductor consists of so many electrons. I told you 10 power 29 free electrons per cubic meter. Cubic meter means you can write meter cube or cm as your wish. Take a cylindrical conductor. Sir, why only you are taking cylindrical conductor? Why not you are taking very thin wire? Cylindrical conductor means nothing but wire only, but zoomed 1000 times it is zoomed. For better understanding, that's all. I zoomed the wire, then it becomes cylinder. That's all. 10 power 29 electrons are present for each cubic meter. Now, let us consider these two terminals I connected to a battery. What is the function of battery? Battery provides potential difference. Here small line indicates 0, big line indicates V. This is positive symbol, this is negative symbol. Now the difference is V minus 0, the potential difference applied is V. V is called potential difference. Whenever potential difference is present, this is what direction of current. Current always flows from battery higher potential to lower potential. Battery positive to negative. Why like that we will see. Whenever positive charge going like this, all electrons uniformly distributed electrons, all electrons are pushed this side. So that positive charge exists here. Positive charge exists here. And negative charge exists here. Negative charge are present at another terminal. Let us consider this is B terminal, this is A terminal. So the chemical in a battery battery do not provide electrons. Try to understand, children. Battery never provide electrons. Battery just push the electrons present in the wire. This wire consists of so many electrons, 10 power 29 free electrons per cubic meter. These electrons are pushed from positive terminal to negative terminal. Try to understand. Only it pushes the electrons. In which direction it pushes we will see. Now it provides some electric field. Electric field is nothing but E bar. Electric field always from battery positive to negative. This is the direction of electric field. But positive terminal of the battery always what will happen, it attracts electrons. Electrons are attracted towards the battery positive terminal. Why? Because electron has negative charge, no? So all electrons moves in the opposite direction of the electric field. Try to understand, children, important concept. Electrons moves towards the battery positive terminal. Electric field is from battery positive terminal to negative terminal. That means electron direction is important. Electron direction is opposite to the direction of, electron direction is always opposite to the direction of electric field. E bar. But what we know that current is a rate of flow of charge. Charge is nothing but flow of electrons. Electron direction is in this, electron is flowing in this direction. That means current direction actually it should be like this. This is called electron current. This is called electron current. Electron current is electron direction from battery negative terminal to positive terminal. This is negative charge, this is positive charge. Actually current direction should be like this from B to A. But remember, children, electron current never considered as a current. We will consider conventional current. Conventional means for our convenience. For our convenience, we are considering electron current is not in the direction of electrons. We will not current electron current as a current. We will take current direction in the direction of electric field. Current direction and direction of current. Direction of current I is always in the direction of electric field. Important, children. Sir, you said current is nothing but flow of electron. Electron direction is current direction. Again, you are saying reverse. What is the meaning of this sentence? Means very simple, children. Electron has negative charge. If you take electron charge from battery negative to positive, all the time you have to put minus symbol. Instead of minus symbol, just for our convenience, we are taking conventional current. For our convenience, we are taking current direction as current direction in the field of electric field direction. Electric field direction only current direction. Current and electric field are in the same direction. This is what conventional current, not electron current. Conventional current. Conventional means for our convenience. For our convenience, we are taking current from battery higher potential to lower potential. This is only current. Electron current we never consider as a current. Conventional current only we will consider as a current. Electric field is nothing but battery positive and negative. Current is nothing but I. Current and I are same. Electron direction is opposite to the direction of electric field. Electric field and current both are in same direction. What is the direction of current? In the direction of electric field. What is the direction of electric field? Battery positive to negative, or you can say higher potential to lower potential. Understand, children? This is what direction of electric current. Most important, electric field and current direction. These two are very important. Current direction and electric field direction are same. Current direction always considered as electric field direction. Actually, electrons moves in the opposite direction of the electron field. What is the actual direction of electrons? If electric field is in this direction, electrons moves in this direction. Electrons moves opposite to the direction of the electric field. Even though we are considering current direction is in the direction of electric field. Why? Because there is a logic. What is that logic? Simple, children. For conventional current, for our convenience, we are taking current direction from battery higher potential to lower potential. One more thing. Current, electric field is a vector quantity. Electric field is a vector quantity. Next, we are going to see current density. What is mean by current density? That is also important. Current density scalar or vector? Current is a scalar, but current density is a vector. Why current density is a vector? That we will see. Current density, important, children. Current density denoted by, current density is denoted by J bar. Whenever I said bar, that is a vector quantity. J bar is nothing but current density. Again take a cylindrical conductor. This is a cylindrical conductor. This is area. I am taking area here. This is what area of cross section. Area of cross section is nothing but thickness. This is area of cross section. This is electric field. Electric field is in this direction. That means battery is connected like this. This is 0. This is V. Potential difference is V. Current is battery. Higher potential to lower potential. This is current direction, children. This is current I. This current, this is total area. This is area of cross section. This is area of cross section. This I by A, current in a given area is called nothing but current density, children. Important. Current density is equal to current per unit area. Simple logic, children. What is population density? Population density means number of people residing in 1 square kilometer. Example, Hyderabad population density is 972. What does this mean? 972 means each square kilometer 972 people are residing in Hyderabad. Suppose if you take Adilabad population density is 2. Each square kilometer only 2 people are residing. Population density means in a given square area how many people are residing. Here, how much current exists in this square area? Current per unit area is called nothing but current density. So it is a vector quantity. Current density is a vector quantity. Current per unit area. I is current per unit area. Unit area is called nothing but current density. Current density is a vector quantity. Sir, what is the unit of current density? Current unit ampere. Very simple, children. Current unit ampere and area is nothing but length into breadth, meter square. Ampere per meter square is the unit of current density. Remember, children, ampere per meter square is the unit of current density. Current density means current per unit area. Current per unit area is called current density. Current density is a vector quantity. Current density unit ampere per meter square. Current density formula I by A. Or you can say I is equal to current is equal to nothing but current density into A. This is also one formula, current density into area. So if you cross multiply, I is equal to A into J bar. This is in the form of vector form. I is equal to J bar into A. J bar is nothing but current density. Current density is current per unit area. Current is a scalar quantity. Current density is a vector quantity. Let us consider this is 1 square area. This is area. This is a plane. This is total area. In this, how much current is going? That current by this total area is called nothing but current density. Suppose 3 amperes of current is going in this square area. This is 10 centimeter. This is 15 centimeter. So 3 ampere by length into breadth is nothing but a current density. J is equal to magnitude of current by current and unit area. This ratio is called nothing but current density. Understand, children? Current density is a vector quantity. Formula I by E. Next, we will see last topic today, conductivity. What is meant by conductivity? Conductivity is denoted by sigma, or in some textbooks it is denoted by G. Conductivity is denoted by sigma or G. Conductivity means how much current flows in a conductor. Simple. How much, if resistance increases, resistivity also increases. The relation is very simple, children. Conductivity is reciprocal of resistivity. If resistivity increases, resistance also increases. Resistance increases, automatically if temperature increases, resistance increases. Resistance increases, resistivity increases. But conductivity is nothing but a reciprocal of resistivity. So conductivity formula, conductivity is equal to 1 by specific resistance or resistivity. This is the simple formula, resistivity. What does conductivity says? Conductivity says how much current flows in a conductor. How much current flows in a conductor. How much current flows in a conductor says by what? Sigma, conductivity. Conductivity formula 1 by rho. What is unit? Unit of conductivity 1 by rho unit what? Ohm into meter. Ohm into meter. You can write ohm inverse into meter inverse also. You can write ohm comes into numerator, ohm inverse into meter inverse. If ohm goes into numerator, you can write in reverse mode mho per meter. This is the standard one. SI unit of resistivity or specific resistance, mhos per meter, mho by meter. Maybe it is not visible there. Mho per meter is the specific SI unit of specific resistivity, mho by meter. Sorry, SI unit of not resistivity, conductivity. Sorry, SI unit of conductivity is mho per meter. Mho per meter, what conductivity says? Conductivity says how much current flows in the conductor. Conductivity is just reciprocal of resistivity. It is not a definition. By better understand, for better understanding, these are all definitions. Conductivity means how much current flows in a conductor, how good the conductor is. If conductivity is more, automatically current flows will be more. If more current flows, automatically resistivity will be less. If resistivity is less, automatically resistance will be less. Resistance is less, automatically it is at room temperature. If temperature increases, resistance increases. Resistance increases, resistivity increases. Resistivity increases, conductivity decreases. These are all directly proportional. Conductivity is inversely proportional. So remember all these topics, children. Any doubts you can write in comment section. This is very important video. These are all basics. Next 2-3 lectures also all basics only. Then after we will enter into depth, series combination, parallel combination of capacitors, parallel combination of parallel and series combination of batteries. What is meant by battery? What is the functioning of battery? How the battery works? Who invented battery? How much potential difference is supplied by the battery, how the battery supplies potential difference. These are all things. Series combination of resistances, series combination of cells, series combination of battery bulbs. All these things we will see in a coming videos. Prepare well, prepare the notes, and you can download notes. I will give this PDF format also. I also prepared notes. I also will give these notes, but later you prepare notes in your own way. That will be better the notes. All the best. God bless you, and prepare well. God bless you.